Oh, hi. So when former head of the IMF, Dominic Strauss-Kahn, got busted for sexual assault, many of the French were upset about his humiliating perp walk. At the time, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, seen here, defended it, saying if you don't like the perp walk, don't do the crime. But of course, now that the DSK case is flimsier than Trump's hair, Bloomberg is now calling the perp walk a circus, which is not surprising. Remember when Bloomy speculated that the Times Square bomber was protesting the new health care law? It never fails. Find the silliest, most mundane assumption about life, and Bloomy will be there spouting it. Look, I don't like perp walks. I always feel sorry for the perp, because they always appear disheveled and groggy like Kathy Griffin on a good day. And I hate being woken up. If you're going to make a law, I say ban perp walks before 10 a.m. It's only right. But I can't see how you can ban them altogether. Unless we build secret tunnels, how else can the police move a suspect? And since cameras aren't allowed in courtrooms, that's the only shot photographers have. So I say keep the perp walks, even though I know it won't help me in the long run. For it's only a matter of time before I'm being led down those steps, hands cuffed in front, in my torn Star Wars pajamas, a shorty robe over my head, a latex studded dog collar around my neck. Well, it'd either be me or Beckel. At least with him, it's just another day.
I gotta say, I don't think I'm for the perp walk.
Are you?
Yeah, I think that it does make people look guilty. I think the perception is wrong, and if I had I know that's not the best thing to say if you're on TV, if you need something visual, but I actually think it's wrong.
I think it makes him look guilty, but sexy at the same time. Bob, you've been perp walked, what, a dozen times? No. People out there need advice. How do you do a really stylish perp walk?
Well, let me just tell you this. And first of all, you need to get comfortable.
Yeah.
This is important because you got to be able to move your hands or hold a soup bowl like that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people throw their coats over it. It doesn't do you any good. Now, when I was perp walked during the anti-war days and down in the South during the Civil Rights Movement, they used to squeeze these things really hard. You know, they hurt. I would just suggest keep the perp walk, but make the handcuffs just a little bit looser so you can do things. You can throw signs. You can do this. You can do stuff like that. I could do what I would do to bowling. And then, but yeah, that's how I think. I think you ought to. On a serious note, I think you ought to have perp walks, and I think they should start by perp walking all those Wall Street people who got us into the recession in the first place.
There you go. Hey, so Eric, you're familiar with handcuffs, but only in the bedroom.
Hey, stop it there.
What is your stance?
Any surprise, Greg, that Democrats like Bloomberg, probably Geithner, and I don't know, Charlie Rangel are against perp walks? I mean, who's the most likely to be filmed perp walking?
That's true.
Not your Wall Street buddies, that's for sure, who should be perp walking.
Living in New York City, gotta love the perp walk, the cover of the New York Post. It's always fun to look at, and I agree with Bloomberg's original saying before he flip-flopped. If you don't want to do the walk, don't do the crime.
Yeah, but what if you're somebody like a Dominic Strauss-Kahn and it's turned out it actually didn't do the crime?
Just looking at the guy, I think he's probably done some stuff in his life.
Yeah,
but that's not fair. I don't think that's fair. And the other thing is, it's I've worked in media relations for a long time. Often if you have a story that's on the front page of the paper that turns out not to be true and there's a correction, it runs 4 days later, nobody sees the correction. They only see the scandalous story on the front page.
That's a fair point. If you're going to run a big picture of a guy in cuffs, 4 days later you got to run a big picture of him without the cuffs.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I was just coughing. By the way, I apologize for coughing during your segment, but I have this cold. I tried to get my these things out. But you were put in my mouth, and it's really tough to do that with these things. I did it. I pulled it off because I got athletic moves, but it's not easy to do.
That's what she said.
I beg your pardon.
Wow.
Dana, coming from you, man, that's great.
You thought I didn't have it in me.
Should they allow
baby up?
The even better than the perp walks are the perp walks before you're even proven guilty.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Bernie Madoff trying to get back in his apartment, and the media.
Eric, let me ask you a question.
Most of them are.
Eric,
but that's not how our
why haven't there been more of these Wall Street scam artists not taking the perp walk?
There's absolutely no question that there were a lot of things going on. A lot of people should be spending time. The problem is, though, the way the laws are written, a lot of them they're monetary fines instead of jail time. You want to really change things on Wall Street? Put them in jail. There are guys who are making millions and millions of dollars, giving back 20%, and then no jail time.
This is a serious question. You mean, so in other words, you can't, you only get monetary fines for doing this stuff, you don't get jail time?
Yeah, there's different types of litigation, but it takes, who's this, Raj, who you finally nail guy to the wall, and he's gonna go away, but for every Raj, there's 40 or 50 people who are caught caught doing things they shouldn't be doing, and they pay a fine and get out.
I will say it does rest on the prosecution too. I mean, you better have a very tight case against somebody if you're going to demand a perp walk or have a very public perp walk.
I just know it's in my future. I feel even doing this segment makes me feel sad inside because they're going to play this segment over and over again while I'm walked away.
Greg, because it's been in my past, let me say to you that you shouldn't worry about this that much. I mean, it's something that in some cases you can be proud of. I mean, I was proud of doing it during the anti-war movement, the civil rights movement. Now, in your case, well, I'm not sure what you'd be proud of.
I will be proud of nothing, and I got to move on. Coming up, Derek Jeter goes 5 for 5. What's that mean, by the way? And the fallout from Operation Fast and Furious. The top stories you're talking about on Fox Nation when the 5 returns.